Hi, my name is Cara King, and in my experiment, The Cost Per Month of Having a Uterus, I will be calculating the cost efficiency of 6 different products. And the main reason why I did this is to bring awareness to period poverty, especially those in developing countries. The inaccessibility to period products can lead to menstruators using paper, leaves, or old clothes. And especially since we're in Virginia, I always just took for granted how period products were always just provided to us for free. I never really thought that other states might have different regulations, and actually Virginia is the 1 out of 5 states, and plus DC, that it's mandatory for schools to give out free period products. And actually in DC, they made it mandatory now for there to be period products in at least one boys' bathroom in the school, to be more inclusive of transgender people. The question is, what is roughly the average cost per menstrual cycle? And I say this because roughly, I didn't include tax because it varies from state to state, so my cost will be a baseline cost. And for my hypothesis, the larger the product, the larger capacity, then the most cost efficient it will be. And actually, since it's mainly based on the production cost, since let's say if tampon A is twice the size as tampon B, it's not going to be double the cost. It's going to be relatively similar, and that's why I mentioned that the biggest difference in cost is 11 cents between the biggest product that I have and the smallest one. So that goes on to my materials. I use 6 different products from the 2 most reputable and most readily available brands in America. And that is Always and Tampax. And I used tampons in size 1, 3, and 5, and pads in 1, 3, and 5. Basically what I did is 540 milliliters represents the average amount of blood that a menstruator bleeds. And the red food dye is to ensure that you've covered all of your product, the tampon or the pad, and make sure that it's completely soaked. So basically for the tampon, you're just going to remove all of the plastic packaging and then just dip it into the water and just do that for your independent variable until it just soaks up the 540 milliliters of water. Now for part 2, for the pads, this one is a little bit different. You're going to remove off all the packaging, and you're going to stick it onto a drip tray. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your 540 milliliters of water and just pour it on until all the excess water will go down the drip tray and into either the bowl or like the drip tray that's already attached. And you're going to take that excess water and then put it back into the cup, and just do that until your one pad has filled up all the water, or your one independent variable. You're going to do this for 10 trials and repeat this for the other 2 pad sizes. And so now for the calculations, how I calculated the price per piece, I just took the cost, and then I divided it up into how many tampons or pads there were in that pack. So here are some of the photos that I took. I used a scale to make sure that my water was accurately measured. And then here in the middle photo, you can really see how the food coloring helped, and to see how far along I soaked up the string. And especially for the pad, you can see where it didn't really soak up that much. And then here I used a pan because I just didn't have a drip tray with me, and I used that bowl. So here's the data table. This one was for the raw data, and this one was after calculations. You can see on the bottom here the mean price. Here's the graph. So in conclusion, I was right. My hypothesis still stood, and the additional discoveries that there was a lot of plastic waste. Actually, everything that I bought had to be thrown away in the garbage. Applicator, tampon, pad, boxes. So here are my sources of error. One, I didn't include tax just because it varies from state to state, the liquid amount. Every menstruator is different. They may bleed less or more, and it may vary from month to month. This is why I just took the average amount. But consistency, blood is a lot denser than water. And so definitely if I were to do this experiment again, I would do a little bit more research into what's a good substitute for blood. And number 4, variety. I only use 6 products. There are so many different products on the market, online especially. And going back to the waste problem, there are reusable options like the Diva Cup or reusable pads, but that will show its cost a cost efficiency over a period of time and not just in a month. And frequency, most menstruators will not wait until their product is completely full. They'll most likely change it within a few hours, which will make it more expensive. But here are my works cited, and this is what I use for the template. Thank you.